All right, so I thought I'd do a short video on polishing your balls. So I'm gonna polish my spare balls. So what happens is, if you saw my last bowling videos, these things get a little worn and they stop becoming as shiny and they start actually hooking a little bit on me more than I like. So what I'm gonna do is polish these up. I have the innovative 1/2 horsepower ball spinner that I bought last year. I bought this for, I think it was $360 with the discount, and it was like a holiday discount they had. I think it was like a 10% discount. So I actually got this for $360. It's normally $400. I decided to get the 1/2 horsepower just to have the more power. It was only a few bucks more. So some of the things you're gonna need, obviously you don't need a ball spinner, but it makes it a lot easier. Before I got the ball spinner, I was doing this by hand and I wasn't polishing these up. I didn't have that many balls, right? So I'm not really polishing these up all the time, but if I'm doing 2 at a time, this thing does save a lot of time and elbow grease. So doing it by hand kind of wears you out a little bit, to be honest with you. So some of the things you're gonna need are some polish. I got the CTD polish. You don't need this. You can actually probably get, I mean, it's made by Turtle Wax. You can probably get Turtle Wax and do the same exact thing. This was highly overpriced. I think I paid close to $30 for this, and it's probably just the same as Turtle Wax. It's supposed to bring it up to 6,500 surface. I don't have a surface scanner to test it, but all you're gonna do is throw some polish on there. I don't really think it makes a difference what kind of polish, especially since it's a spare ball. I don't think you're gonna really notice a difference. So, and I actually have a foot pedal that I bought off Harbor Freight just to kind of do a quick off on. If you don't have that, it's a simple on off switch right here. And if you can see, one of the reasons I got it, because the Storm Clear spare ball, if you have any kind of clear spare ball, it starts wearing out on the track, right? So it just gets kind of worn out. And if you can see that in the camera, it looks like crap. So what we're gonna do is just try to get rid of that. I'm gonna show you the difference that a little bit of polish does for this ball specifically, and then I'll move on to this ball as well too. So you got to get just kind of like a quick pad, a wool pad here, and put a little bit of polish on there, and then just turn it on, and then slowly just go down and up. And if you put a lot of polish on, you could probably put this in a guard so that it doesn't spray polish everywhere. Like it just kind of flung out polish on the ground here. And I don't put a whole bunch on there, so it doesn't really make too much of a mess. But if you wanted to minimize the mess, you can put this in like a storage container, kind of reach in so it just kind of sprays out on the inside of the storage container. They also sell like flower. You can buy a flower pot. I think Innovative sells a flower pot, and they probably want like 80 bucks for it. Just go to a, you know, your Home Depot or whatnot. Buy a pot. Same exact thing. You probably get one for 20 bucks. See all the black already just from doing that. So just put a little bit more on, and I'll do another one, and just keep going back and forth. I'm putting about 5 pounds of pressure, anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds of pressure down, and just kind of moving it back and forth. And then what I normally do is I kind of put the thumb hole on the top, so when I flip it over, I know exactly what's 180 degrees, right? And then I put a little bit more polish on there, turn it on, and same thing. So start at the top, just kind of work your way down. Like I said, 5 to 10 pounds of pressure. And the cool thing about the 1/2 horsepower, I don't know about the 3rd horsepower, but the 1/2 horsepower, you put pressure, it doesn't really bog the motor down. It's a pretty strong motor. I don't know exactly how many RPMs it's going, My guess it's a couple hundred. Okay, getting nice and black, showing that you're actually getting some stuff off there. And then I'll rotate it. So I rotate it 4 different ways, just to make sure I get it all. And I'm just gonna do this for like a couple minutes. I'm not gonna sit here forever, because I may bowl this tonight, and after 3 games that track starts coming back. So it's one of the bummers about a clear spare ball, is the maintenance required to keep it shiny. If you want to keep it clear, you just have to polish it all the time. And it's not a big deal if you have a spin or two, because it makes the job a hell of a lot easier. And let's do one more on this side. And then I'll just show you the difference this little bit made. And you could probably use a cloth. I don't think you really need one of these pads. I got these pads, it was like a 3-pack on Amazon, I think for like 10 bucks or so. You can get them at your auto store as well too, or Walmart, wherever you want to go. But you can go, you probably do just as good with a microfiber towel. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is just get a microfiber towel and just wipe it off. It didn't make too much of a mess because I didn't put a whole bunch of polish on there, just enough to show you the difference. So this ball has a bunch of nicks. Now, if you want to get those nicks out, you're gonna have to sand it, right? You put it on here and just sand the heck out of it. Probably go from like a 200 grit all the way to a 5,000 grit and work your way up. I'm not too concerned about the nicks in there. And so hopefully with this shine on the ball, this polish, it won't hook as much. Now this ball has a core of a differential of 0.018. So that's that big old square in there. So actually it can hook on you if you wanted it to, or it can go straight based on how you release the ball. So if you can see that, I don't know if you remember how it looked before, but that whole track line is completely clear now, just from that little bit. I probably was polishing it for maybe 3 to 4 minutes, and it's completely gone, right? So it's as simple as that. Not too much work. And now we've got the Abide spare ball, and you can kind of look at the before and after. You can see the kind of track is worn out right there, and this ball was hooking a little bit more than I'd like on the lanes on Monday. So let's do a little bit of polish here on this one. Same thing, just a little bit like that to begin with. You already got some on the pad already. And just work your way down. Start from the top, work your way down. I'll let that polish soak into the ball there. All right, I'll flip it over. Same thing. Now, I've never sanded my spare balls. I just don't feel a need. There's a need to. This one is on the ball. This is the Abide on the ball spare ball. So it really has no core. I think the differential is probably like 0.003 or something like that. I don't even know. It's minimal. But believe it or not, if you depend on how you release it, you can hook the ball a little bit. So kind of like you can hook a house ball. So I don't want that for tonight's league. I want the ball to go straight no matter how I release it. Okay, was that. Flip it over. And the cool thing, if you have a spare ball with logos, you know exactly what side you did and what side you need to do. Same thing. Lightly press it on the top so that the polish doesn't go everywhere. And just go down. It's gonna go over the finger holes, that's okay. Just be careful. You're gonna get some polish in the finger holes. You just clear that when you're done. Clean that out when you're done. And I'm gonna do this for maybe another minute or so and show you the difference just a few minutes makes for this. So speaking of spare balls, do you guys, you roll with a spare ball? What kind of spare ball do you roll with? I think the next spare ball I'm gonna get is a Storm Mix. I do like the custom ones, like this one, the Abide. I like that you can make your own logo with on the ball. You just send them a picture of what you want and they'll put it on the ball, which I think is pretty cool. You got a bunch of different sports teams. I saw the Storm Clear spare ball when we did the California bowling tour out in Reno, and it was just like it almost looked like there was a light shining in that thing with how shiny it was and sparkly going down lane. I thought it was really cool looking. And the wife surprised me one day with that ball. And it's pretty cool. I think you can get them right now for like 130, but I think they're on sale for 130 bucks. And this one was 150. This was my very first one I got. Okay. Let's see how that's looking. All right, so we'll just do a little bit more on this track right here. Like I said, just don't need a lot once you already have some on the pad here. And just press down, you know, 5 to 10 pounds of pressure. It's where it needs it the most, right here at this spot. I remember the polishing machines at the bowling alley when I used to go as a kid. And some bowling alleys still have them. Some of them, you put your ball in and it doesn't really do anything. I don't think they're really, a lot of them are maintained. So you're probably better off just getting your own polish and doing this by hand. All right, I think that should do it. Let's see what that did. Yeah, look at the, I mean, if you can see the difference already, and I just go in here because you did get some polish in there, so clean those out a little bit. Whoop. And this top rubber piece just popped off. And there you have it, folks. I mean, did you see the before? The before was all rough. It wasn't shiny, and now I got it shiny. Got the whole ball shiny, especially on that black part. You can see a little bit of the track still. If I stayed on that, you know, for another 5 minutes, I could probably get rid of that. Like I said, I'm not worried about it. I just wanted to shine it out for tonight's league. And it feels nice and slick. So we probably have the surface up to 6,500 right now, which will go straight when I throw spares tonight. So let me know if you have an innovative ball spinner, what kind of spare ball you have. Let me know all that fun stuff. Kind of want to know what you guys are using. All right. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, leave a comment for me, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And thanks for watching. See you in the next video.